Check 1 2 1 2. Yo, long time. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to be connecting with you via this interface, this medium. Yeah, I come with a message today. It's time. It's time. It's time to take that bold leap, to take that step, to do that thing that your soul has been yearning to do. That you're feeling, that you might not even understand what it is that's pulling you, that feeling that's pulling you to take that leap, to do that thing, whatever it might be that's coming up for you in this moment. It's time. It's time. And the other side is glorious. I'm telling you. I'm able to say that from where I'm at right now. I'm in Thailand. I'm in a place called Lam Sak, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The energy, the air is so clean. The fruits are so juicy. The nature is so alive. The energy is so slow. And for me, in my particular experience, that's exactly what I was calling in. That's exactly what I needed. I dreamt this, me and the love of my life, Manazalin, who y'all gonna be hearing about her for sure. Um, we dreamt this. Now, coming here, being here, is a result of me taking a series of bold leaps, which I can look back on them now and see that they were bold leaps. At the time, I knew they were bold leaps, but I wouldn't have called them bold. I would have called them, you know, I mean, I didn't. The thing is, you won't know, you can't have everything figured out. There's no perfect time. That's what makes it a bold leap. That's what makes it an obedient act. That's what makes it obedience. Obedience to who? Obedience to what? Obedience to God. Obedience to what you're feeling, what your body is telling you. Obedience to your own joy. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, you know, some signs. These are some signs to know if it is time for you to be taking this bold leap. If you feel as though whatever space that you're in is unconducive for your growth, if you can feel that, and if that can be in any way, um, and bold leap can, of course, mean a lot of different things. But I'll say specifically, for example, right? Part of the journey that led me, part of the year and a half, about 2 years now, journey that led me to be where I am, where I'm in this dream world, my personal dream world. You can't even see, but the mountains in the back, I'll put some B-roll. The mountains that I'm looking at right now, there's a person over here just in a boat, just like just chilling, probably just set out the net, waiting for some fish to come inside. And it's in that space where rest is part of the process. Yeah, it took me some bold leaps. It took me going through some tumultuous times, unlearning, relearning, reprogramming my mind, my consciousness, my spirit to be able to align with this space that I currently embody. But like I said, some signs that it's time for you to take this bold leap. If it feels unconducive for you where you're at, this can be in the place that you're at, the city that you're at, the house that you're at, the relationship that you're in. If it feels unconducive for you, that is a sign that it's time to take a bold leap. A bold leap, like in my case, was ending a 4-year toxic relationship. You know, of course, it didn't start off, it wasn't toxic the whole time, but, you know, that was a bold leap. That was a bold leap. You know, after 4 years of building a life with somebody, you know, um, a lot of your identity, of what you create, of what you craft, goes into the making of that situation, of that place, you know, and leaving that comfort zone can be extremely hard to do. It can require a lot of boldness, a lot of courage, you know. Um, it can look like leaving home, like leaving your comfort zone, taking the leap, taking the leap to leave my mom's house, to leave my comfort zone, you know. Should I get into the whole story? There's stories, yo. I got stories for days, like my life, you know. Even it can look like, for me, I say right now, even taking the bold leap of sharing my story, you know. It's time to do the thing. It is time to answer the calling. It is time to stop worrying about how, and to trust and to surrender. It's much like water. My relationship with water, my relationship with swimming. Um, there's a certain level of surrender that you have to do in order to rest into the support of the entire water. If you don't surrender, then you can drown. But once you do surrender, let me rephrase that. We are able to surrender once we realize the amount of support that is behind us at all times. Everything is everything. Shout out to the great Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying? But if you can imagine the kind of support that you actually physically have when you are floating on your back in the ocean, think of what is holding you, what is at your back, what is behind you. An unquantifiable, unimaginable level of support, but it requires a certain level of surrender. Surrender is a beautiful thing. I know it's very counterintuitive, but when you are able to surrender and trust in the support that you have. Anyway, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves now. Um, okay, another sign. So the first sign is if you feel like wherever you're at, whatever you're doing is unconducive, it's time to make that step to break into the next level. If you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling unfulfilled in your current situation, it is time to make that bold leap. Okay? It is time. The reason, this is really cool. One of the reasons why you don't feel comfortable anymore in a particular state is because you no longer, your spirit is realizing that it is not aligned with this anymore. So it's time to move. It's time to shift. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing if you're comfortable in it. You know what I'm saying? Then that's exactly where you're meant to be. But if you're uncomfortable, if you're feeling unsatisfied with your particular state of being, that's your spirit, that's your higher self urging you, telling you that it is time to take that leap. It's time to take the next step, the bold leap. You feel me? Boom. Second sign is if you have persistent dreams or ideas that won't go away. I'm gonna get much better at this, but I had to prepare it. I had to like lay it out, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that the information is actually reaching, you know what I'm saying? We're doing this as a service. And the fact is, I feel like I'm able to say this stuff now because I made it to a dream. I'm sitting in a dream materialized, literally, out here with my soulmate, creating everything I want to create, able to just, I talked about this, but I feel like I can tell y'all now because I'm telling y'all from the mountaintop. You feel me? Straight up, straight up. So if you have persistent dreams or ideas that won't go away, if there's something in your mind, some vision, so this is perfect because just before being in Thailand, I was in Bali. Uh, Me and Manazlin were in Bali for the past 6 months. I was doing shows, we're shooting a bunch of content, creating a lot of stuff to build out the world that I want to unfold for you guys and share with you guys. Um, and just, yeah, living, putting things together, healing a lot, aligning with this reality that we've now crossed over into. And as we were thinking of traveling, I kept seeing this image of me in a kayak with a spliff. It still hasn't happened yet. I'm in the perfect, now it's all set up. uh, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to make a video from the kayak now. Um, but I kept envisioning myself in a kayak with a spliff, peaceful in the middle of the water, kind of like my man's right over here with the boat, and just relaxing into the gratitude. Like I just kept seeing this vision, like it was put in my mind, it was put in my spirit, similar to when I left home to leave to Bali in the first place. Um, I just kept seeing an image, a vision of me experiencing something. So if it's an idea, maybe it's a thing that you want to manifest, a project that you see completed, that you're waiting. Should I take the first step? For example, right now, something that I'm seeing is having some videos, sharing my experience, sharing my story, sharing what I have to give to this world on the platforms, on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I keep seeing. And so I'm making the bold step of recording my first video. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you have persistent ideas that won't go away, that is another sign that it's time for you to take that bold leap. Third sign, if you feel as though you have a gut feeling that there's something more for you, there's just something better. I deserve better. I should be experiencing better. If you have that feeling, some gut feeling, like I said, like I alluded to in the beginning or in the first point, it's your spirit letting you know that like this ain't it no more. You know what I'm saying? You could be watching this and this could be resonating with you very deeply. That is, you know what I'm saying, for those that align with the vibration that we're creating right here, that's exactly my hope for you, is that this resonates a lot and that you give yourself permission to, take that step. Take that step, take that step. So boom, if you have a gut feeling, there's more for you, boom. Okay, the mindset that is needed for you to take this bold leap. for real. The mindset that is needed, you have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your feeling. Your feeling is a powerful tool. Trust your feeling. Trust your feelings. Trust your emotions. All right? Men, we need to tap into our divine feminine. You have to trust women. You have to trust your intuition. You're an intuitional being. Okay? Your emotions are a powerful tool to help you to navigate, right? To help you to navigate, to understand what the truth of a true, real matter is, the realness of a matter. That's what your emotions and your feelings help you to understand. Um, you have to be able to, you have to develop a sense of trust and also a sense of acknowledging and, honoring your feelings and following them. Um, like, for example, like I said, honestly, the same story, like leaving home, leaving the East Coast, leaving America. You feel me? I'm a Nigerian American, first generation. You know what I'm saying? I'm born in America. My whole family is on that side of the world or in Nigeria. I don't know nothing about no Asia. Um, I'm losing my goddamn train of thought. Um, you have to trust your intuition, okay? You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your intuition, and you have to listen to yourself. Like, if something's telling you something, you have to develop a habit of listening to that, listening to your higher self, listening to your feeling, the part of you that sees beyond, right? The part of you that, because this is the thing, especially as a man, I can say that, you know, there was definitely a tendency before for me to want to operate based off of the data that I was given or the data that I could find about a particular thing. Now I operate much more in the realm of emotion and feeling and empathy. For example, if you see somebody, they have like a squished up face towards you, you might take your whole situation on your side, all of your trauma, all of your neural pathways, and you might see this face and you might take, oh, they're wearing brown. Something that triggers something in your mind. You're using your eyes, you're using, you know, the tools that you were given as far as the physical, and you might conclude, oh, this person doesn't like me, or this person is a threat. I need to stay away from them, or I need to close off my energy to them, you know? And that is operating off of what you can see. It's getting a little dark. I hope the light is still good. But rather, you know what I'm saying, operating off of the emotion. That would be operating off of the conscious, the masculine, the logical side. But if you're operating off of the feeling side, you might feel that, oh, something might be, maybe this person isn't having a good day. You know, that you can tap into a whole realm of information that has nothing to do with the ego, that has nothing to do with the physical, that has nothing to do with the logical. You can feel into a situation. And this is where we really start to get our power. We're going to talk about the power of feeling in another video, for real, but you have to trust your intuition. You have to be able to embrace uncertainty. You have to be able to embrace uncertainty. That means also trust. You have to be able to embrace uncertainty. The fact that you don't know what's happening does not always mean that you're doomed. And the thing about it is that when you embrace uncertainty, you're then able to project love, project joy, project your dreams into the uncertainty. And the uncertainty will, voila, give you exactly what, you're trusting for. For example, coming out to Thailand this time, we linked up with one of my friends that I'd never met in person. And we ended up getting aligned with, yo, okay, I'm not even going to give y'all that yet. We have to work our way up to that. I'm going to go back, trusting that I could leave home and go to Bali. It's a whole story. It's a whole story, but I did not know how it was going to happen. For example, when I first left home, it was in collaboration with a company called Cabin City Dow. Shout out to my boy Paperhand Poppy. Shout out to my boy Cam Murdoch for the hookup with that. But yeah, they were a Web3 project that offered me 3 weeks at this place to just be and just live. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know what it was going to look like if I left home without really having a stable income and all of that. But I did it. And here I am in my dream reality. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to embrace uncertainty. And then 3, your mindset, you have to be able to believe in your own potential. Believe in your own potential. Believe that there's a plan for you. You have to believe in your own potential. Okay? So this is one thing that I want you to do after watching this video. I want you to identify what it is that you truly want. The kind of life that you want. All right? I want you to identify what that looks like. It doesn't have to be the final one, right? Just like I said, I'm in a dream for this current particular point in my life that is a reflection of exactly what I wanted, right? Um, Identify what it is that you truly want, the next phase that you want, and how you want it to look. How do you want it to feel? What do you want to see? And just be clear on that so that you can start to phase into that energy, okay? And yeah, we'll talk about this next more on the next video. Thanks for tapping in to Self-Aware Artist AYOTEMI. It's a pleasure vibing with you. One. Peace.